We're gonna burn it down. Move it like a And here we go. All right, another fun-filled week of the Grumpy Vlogger. Oh, so trying to say hi to everybody in chat while I was doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump. Let me remove this. Let's see, remove from studio. That puts it. There we go. Let's bring in my co-host, the ever fun, ever joyful, the Oompa Loompa himself, Mr. Art Carlson.
Yay! It's great to be here. Yeah, it's great to be here. I hope everybody's having a really good time.
Hi, Bucky.
Hey, Lloyd. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm
Oh,
here.
that's great. That's great.
I don't know what my show would be without you.
Yeah,
Probably better.
that's right. I bring the comedy relief here. Well, sort of.
Well, it's relief, but I don't know how comic it is. It's more like constipation than relief, but you know, what the hell. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring in the thunder from down under, Mr. Dominic.
Hey,
mate.
How you doing? Yeah. Watch out for those drop airs.
And let's get this, as my friend Philip would say, let's get this chat show completed. Let's just go ahead and bring in the man in charge, Mr. Charles himself.
Yay.
Charles, can you do something about that damn
Charles.
puppet?
Hey, we're all here. It's time for me to leave. So
yeah, all right. See you later, Bucky. Okay. Oh my God! Every week, he's the ham of the show.
Yeah.
You know? Which well, I don't know. Can you make ham out of beaver?
There's a word.
Oh, just about as bad. Yeah. It would. The puppet is stealing the show. That's doing something to the show. I don't know about stealing, but hey, I got, we don't always have a subject to talk about, but I'm not going to bring up our current races going on here in the United States, like the Kentucky Derby and those other races. But anyways, what kind of music do y'all listen to? Now, Art, I know you like rock and
metal.
Yeah, rock. 80s rock.
Charles?
I'm the mutant freak in the group. I listen to a lot of motion picture soundtracks. For the last couple of years, because of the stress levels, I'm just like almost wall-to-wall Christmas music.
Yeah, okay. I listen to that year-round. To me, that's the kind of music you can listen to year-round, yeah. I like a plethora of different music. I grew up on country. Well, I grew up on country and big band. Because my mother had record collections that back in the day when we called them a record album, it wasn't shit. Just made a mess there. It wasn't a record album. It was an album, and it was filled with 5 or 6 because they usually only played one song per side, and these were 78s. And she had Bing Crosby, she had Tommy Dorsey, she had and so I grew up on that. And my dad, he was old bluegrass hillbilly country and old school country like Hank Sr. and Hank Snow and all the different Hanks that were out when he was. So I grew up on it. My sister, who's 12 years older than me, she grew up with the rock and roll era, 1950s. And so I heard all of that stuff in the 50s and 60s coming from the basement, So I just have a kind of but I was never into 70s rock. I just, it was there, but I listened to country in the 70s, But I find myself going to some of that. I'm finding I like to go back and listen to the Beatles, Some of their stuff is just really intriguing to me. And, I grew up, I remember them being on Ed Sullivan the first time. I thought that was the silliest damn thing I ever saw. And, I listened to Johnny Carson, the Statler Brothers. I actually, Joe, who just of the Oak Ridge Boys that just passed away. We used to go when they were playing every summer up in Branson. Well, we used to go. I used to take Judy and I take my mom up there, and we stayed in the same hotel. And they had this big. They had a free full breakfast. I mean, they had a breakfast buffet that was really, really good, and they always, I was always late getting there, so they always put a little, the people that, the lady ran the kitchen, just loved my mom, and she just kind of took over as a second mom for me. So she had my breakfast sitting there, and when I show up, they may have shut down the breakfast bar, but they had a plate for me and a plate for Judy, so goddamn dogs, there we go. But anyways, I'd sit down, have my coffee, eat my breakfast, and I'd sit there and talk with Joe. And they always say, "I always saw your mom today. She's doing pretty good today." I said, "Oh, good." So we just love your mom. I said, "Well, I'm glad somebody does." Don't say that. I said, "No, I love my mom dearly, or I wouldn't be taking her on these trips." But so when I heard that he passed away, that was kind of one of my memories. But I've got a couple special autographed photos that they were the photos that they didn't sell at their place. They gave to people that sponsored them, like this hotel. And like the first time we ever got to meet him is, I think it was Dwayne was the lead singer. I can't. My mind goes blank on their names right now. I just remember Joe. And we had been to see them, and we weren't able to get their autographs because they weren't doing autographs at their show. And they said, when we was checking out the hotel, how'd you like it up here? Oh, we love the hotel. Just really disappointed that we didn't get to get an autograph from the Oak Ridge Boys. You didn't? Well, hold on a second. Picks up, calls. No, hangs up, calls. Yeah. Hey, yeah. We got a couple of our special customers up here that would really enjoy an autograph from you guys, an autograph picture. Can you do that for us? Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's three of them. There's the son and daughter-in-law and the mother. And yeah, okay. So he ends up, they just gotten through getting out of the shower, getting ready for their afternoon show. And we sat there, and they brought it to our van because we'd already checked out. We were sitting there, and he comes walking up, talks to Mom, signs. He said, "I had to stop and get everybody to stop what they were doing to sign these." Signed by all four of them, and gave them to us. Said, the public doesn't get this picture. This is only for our sponsors, hotels, restaurants. They have special ones that they give out to stuff like that. And so I was lucky to. And then the next year they were there, and that's when I really got to know them. So we went up there 3 years and stayed there, and I got to visit with them all 3 years. It was just
cool.
Such an amazing guy. But as I said, I have a plethora. Well, the band that is catching my fancy right now is called Dead South. It's I would call it I would actually it really reminds me of a red dirt band, which is the Oklahoma-Texas border. The problem is I don't know what part of the South they're from, but apparently it's Southern Ontario or Southern Winnipeg because they're from Canada. They are it's sort of a dark I'll have something like I'll have a lot of friends in hell or something is one of their big songs, and they're just the Dead East Coast Thrills, just an amazing band. I love listening to their stuff. And that reminds me, folks, I forgot to do something. Let's start this show right. We got Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk.
Yep.
We got Joey Jaybird. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm late getting to this. So Mickey the View Moo is over on your channel, Art.
Yep.
And welcome to the show. Northside Hawk, I think I know him. Well, that's right. He's the Thunder from Down Under. And we got Jody, Drone Shots. Let's see who. Charles Gillespie, another great guy. We got John, Connecticut Pirate. We've got let's see who else popped in there. Well, Philip Koshat is here. Yeah,
Yep.
who does the Chat Show. I love the name of that. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
And we got Waypoint New England. That would be Bryan.
Yep.
Bryan, yep.
And I'm getting better at this, ain't I? Part of it is I met some of these guys, and I'm able to put the names and the faces together now. We got Cool Cat.
That'd be Michael.
Michael, who is from the UK, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. See, there we go. My memories. I must have had a privilege and slipped in my coffee this morning or something. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Who else we got?
Brett Lambeau.
Okay, Brett. Yeah, we got Captain Joe America. I was on a show with him last night. Steve Knowles.
Steve Knowles.
Have you here, Steve? Yeah.
And Jim of Jim's Droning.
Jim. Yeah, welcome. Yeah. And Mark R. White. Mark R. White, the other UK gentleman, and I love being on a show with him. He's funny. And let's see, Hot Rod in Daytona. Rod.
Yeah, Rod.
He and I hung around a lot. We both sat around and pissed and moaned about the younger generation, the military and stuff like that.
We got Darren, Dewey, UAVB.
Darren.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And TJ is here. TJ is the happiest man in the drone community. That man.
That's right.
Oh, we'd get him to giggling. We went out to dinner. He came down with Maddie, and Maddie was ready to strangle us because he had to ride back up with him. We had TJ giggling so damn hard. He said, "Would you guys quit that?" And then Maddie started saying stuff that would make him laugh. I said, "All right, now you're just picking on you're just being cruel." But he was a blast to be around. Damn potato gun scared.
East Coast Drills.
East Coast Drills, yes.
Dusty.
Yep.
And we got Ronnie. God bless America.
Ronnie's here. God bless America. Yeah, Jim's droning. They're jumping in here. Chat's going pretty good tonight, but yeah. So, Dusty. Yep. And I think I may have got everybody.
I think you do.
Johnny Drone Flyer. No, I didn't get everybody.
John. Yep.
Yeah, Brett Lambeau. We already mentioned him, and I'm gonna kill that friggin' dog.
Yep.
Shut up. Damn dogs are just driving me nuts. Michael Blade, that's another one that.
He's over on my channel. He's from Rhode Island, I believe.
Rhode Island, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was there.
I think he was there.
Yeah, I think he was up there. Yeah, because there's about 4 or 5 different people I hung around the most with. Of course, Jimbo Shart and Rodney Bell, of course, which I knew Rodney from before. So
right,
and Michael, Texark's drone guy, he was actually my ride, and of course Bob Dempsey. That was he's a character. But maybe next year my beard will be long enough I can do the Santa Claus thing. But I'm running into a problem that one side's growing faster than the other. And now I'm having to shape it. I don't want to trim it because I want to wait till it's got some length to it before I trim it down. So I'm trying to get it all filled in equally. And it's going there, but it's slow. And I think the reason the one side's one side of my mustache is thicker and this side is growing longer is because I probably lay on this other side more.
Okay.
So anyway, so I think that's it. Mark R. White. Yep, we are. Yep. I think we're caught up.
Yep. Did you say hello to Mark R. White?
Yes, I did twice now. So, hi, Mark. Welcome to the show. 3 times.
And Jackrabbit. That'd be Scott.
Oh, Jackrabbit. Scott was another one of those that I got to hang out with. Like I said, there's about 5 or 6, 7 of us that hung out a lot, different times. We'd kind of, especially during Saturday, because you get tired of sitting or you get tired of standing or you'd want to go and you get tired of the noise. So you go over to another table where you're further away. And, so.
Yep.
So, yeah, of course, I hung out a lot with Bill. Bill Renee. So, and that's what Bill and Jimbo Shart and Little Shart all went to. We went over to the bar and the bowling alley, and we ended up going to the bowling alley because we ordered something to eat, and then they brought it over to us in the bowling alley just because the surrounding was a little better. So it was, and so we hung out there for a couple hours, and. But Anyways, yeah, it was. I had a ball meeting Scott and meet all the guys. I mean, just my God! And now I can really picture them. You know, I have to every so often I have to stop and think. Now, wait a minute, but yeah,
Yep.
Scott was one of the first people I think I met. We went to dinner. We went out to we were at the lighthouse, Juniper Lighthouse, and flying that morning. Then afterwards, we went out to. I don't know, the Burger Shack or someplace. It was an outdoor sort of an outdoor restaurant. You know, it was basically veranda. And Scott and I sat there next to each other, and Scott was very kind and picked up my dinner for me. So I appreciated it. Several guys did. I go back. I owe some dinners to people because I had several people jump on there and. You have photo for proof. Yeah. So, anyways, but you know, like, there's Mark.
Mike.
Mike,
Sorry.
yeah. What I said, Mark.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike. God, what in the hell was I thinking? I know Mike is like, he was my taxi. Oh, yeah. We had gone. You know, it was on Sunday, and everybody was doing their flying, and Rodney Bell was, and I rode with Rodney, and we went over and flew over there with. Those guys and Tony Faz and his daughter was there, and so was Dan and his girlfriend, and there's Glenn. Hello. So, anyways. Rodney had to leave after, you know, we went and got something to eat, I think. I can't remember now. But Rodney had to leave. We lost Dominic.
Oh, he's back.
All right. Hit the wrong button, did you, Dominic?
Must have. I must have bumped something.
Yeah. But anyways, Rodney was driving further south or north, I can't remember, to visit some friends and flying out from a different airport than when he came in. He was turning his car and all that. So I rode with him coming back, and I went in, sat down for a few minutes, and I went to reach for my phone to do something, to check something. It's like, where the hell is my phone? Finally, I said, "Oh shit!" So I went to Jim Bosa. Hey, Jim, have you got Rodney's phone number? He says, "Yeah." I said, "Call him and see if my phone is in his car." And sure enough, he had to turn around and come back. Fortunately he hadn't got very far out of town. He'd actually stopped at a convenience store to get something to. So he had to, because I had left my phone sitting right in his seat. So poor Rodney had to come back. It's like. But he's like, Jim called and says, "Yeah, did Lloyd leave his phone?" And yeah, I said, "Why are you calling me, Jim?" He says, "Because Lloyd can't call you because his phone's sitting next to you." Oh, yeah, okay. So, you know, it was one of them things. Yeah, and so, yeah, the guys looked after me. I was still, my head wasn't all. It wasn't where it's at now. I'm in a better place now than I was, and so everybody kind of looked after me. I appreciated that. So, but anyways, like I said, I've been listening to music. I've been listening to Dead South. If you haven't heard them, you got to see them, or you got to watch one of their videos because it's just good music. You know, it's different. You guys know the song "You Are My Sunshine."
Yeah.
Right. You got to listen to their version of it. Now, it's done in a darker tone. It's done slightly with a few more minors in it, you know, and it's not done fast. It's not the upbeat. It's not the little girl singing in "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" Let's put it to you that way. It's on the opposite side of that spectrum. But when you listen to the words, you realize, and this was one that was recommended to I like to watch those reaction videos. And this is one recommended, and it's really about a guy who goes to prison, and his wife said she'd wait for him until he got out, but then she left him for another man. That's what the song is about. It's a real depressing ass song if you listen to it. It's not them little girls marching in line, singing "You Are My Sunshine." It's a dark song. And I'd never heard it until I heard their version, and they slowed it down. They bring the words out. They put a lot of emotion into it, and it's like it changes the whole song. Warren has to be on the show. Oh yeah, but okay. She's talking about his show. So, anyways, but yeah. So I've been watching that, and as I said, I'm a little bit like you, Charles. I love to. I admit it. I watch Christmas movies year round. One of my favorites, of course, is White Christmas with Bing Crosby.
Oh, okay.
Not
Die Hard.
Here we go again.
All right.
Or
Yeah, we had this conversation on another show, I believe.
Yeah. We're just about to restart our...
Die Hard is a Christmas movie in the fact that it was released during Christmas. It has a Christmas theme running through it, but it isn't one of the happy, joy Christmas movies. It's a man's Christmas movie.
Yeah.
There's no singing and dancing in that. Sorry, Charles, but...
Well, there is in Gremlins, they're singing and dancing.
Oh, yeah, there are. Yeah, they do have a little Christmas music. Well, it starts out opening with a Christmas song,
Yep.
Yeah, Die Hard is a technically, you could call it a Christmas movie only because it was a Christmas release. But it technically is, in reality, it's an action movie with Christmas undertones. There we go.
Well, it takes place on Christmas Eve. So, in theory, that means it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. East Coast. Check that out. What he put a link up there to the Dead South.
Okay, what's the name of the Jimmy Stewart movie where he?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
I am not a fan of that movie. I don't like Capra.
I like that movie, but here's the thing: it wasn't released during Christmas.
No.
Came out in the summertime.
Yeah.
That was,
Every time a bell rings, the angel gets his wings. And, it's a great story, but it's just not, it's not a go-to Christmas movie for me.
Hey, Clarence, I'm back. Hey, Clarence. Hey.
Yeah, it's not but I'm not a real fan of Capra stuff anyways.
Oh, then you won't like Casablanca.
It, again, is one that I like, but it's not... When I go through and I'm looking for movies to watch that are old and stuff, that's not at the top of my list. As a matter of fact, I've been going to watch it now for a month, and I keep forgetting to look it up because I get to watching... I get to watching something else. But yeah.
Are you into war movies?
Certain ones, yeah.
Have you seen the latest iteration of All Quiet on the Western Front?
No, I haven't. I've been going to watch it.
It's good. Is
it? Okay.
It's graphic in parts. Too.
Yeah.
And another Band of Brothers always is another.
Right.
Well,
I was going to... Grant and I were talking about this last night. We were talking about We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson and
that was a good one. Yep.
That's and it's funny. That was the Battle of Latrang? Ladang or one of those Angs. There was two of them happened. That happened in late November of 1965. Yep. On the 8th of November, the 5th through the 8th of November is, and I can't remember, was it Dung Hao River, I think, was when, if you guys, speaking of music, Big and Rich, they do a song called the 8th of November, and it's about the 173rd Airborne. My brother was there in November of 75 with the 173rd, What did I say? November
Ladrain.
65. Ladrain. Okay.
Ladrain. Yep.
Ladrain. Okay. I knew it. I almost had it. But the 8th of November, my brother, after so many of those guys got killed in the 173rd, they had to bring in new troops to replace them. And my brother was in that wave right after it happened. He was still, he was still, like you said, the first jump he ever made into South Vietnam. They ended up landing in a rice paddy, and they had to hide down underneath the water because they got ambushed by the Viet Cong and pinned down in the rice paddy. So he was in that very, he was in that very early stages of Vietnam, the 65, 66, 67, and part of 68. He did two tours over there, three tours.
Another movie that I want to go see is Masters of the Air, which is an Air Force movie.
That's one I want to see too. Yeah,
that one. And the other one is Pacific, which is
right.
The Pacific is their version of Band of Brothers, but
right. Yeah,
what I understand, it didn't have the same feel.
No, Band of Brothers was about it was about Easy Company. It was about one of the, is that the 101st?
Yep.
Yeah, 101st.
Yep.
Have you ever heard the theme song that the paratroopers sing in the Army? It's called Blood on the Risers. You want to see something you want to hear a song that it kind of like, you got to listen to those guys do, especially the like the 101st and the which are the Screaming Eagles, and then you got the I've tried to I started to watch it, and for some reason I just Roadhouse again was one of Judy's all-time favorite movies, and so I guess because I watched the original one so much that I just couldn't get into the second one. I don't know. I'm going to go back and try it again, because doesn't that, who the hell plays that?
Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor.
But he's not he plays the part of the old guy, I think. Who is the lead? Somebody write that up, because he played on one of the last Spider-Man movies, No Way Home, when he was he played in Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, it was Patrick Swayze was in the original one.
Yeah.
And,
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
He plays the lead. He plays Patrick Swayze's part. Gyllenhaal, I can take him or leave him. There's sometimes I like his stuff, sometimes I don't,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not the Andrew Garfield one. No, the new he played in the Away From Home, the second of the modern, the newest Spider-Man. He played the, I don't know, Misto or something like that, some
Mysterio.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that movie that Mark R. White, is that Private Benjamin?
That was I like that movie. It was funny. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, welcome too. But yeah, there's some good movies. But I'm like you, Charles. I do like. I listen to opera. Don't understand a word of it, but I enjoy listening to the vocal ranges. And but yeah, here lately I've been kind of all over the place. But the Dead South is my go-to band for the moment. That and what's his name? Chris, country singer. What's that guy's name? Chris Singleton, I think, is who I'm trying to think of. Okay. And he's got one of those. He's one of those what I'd call dirt, red dirt country. So Pavarotti, yeah. Chris Stapleton, thank you. Stapleton, for some reason my mind, and he's somebody. The little guy, he did a song with. He just passed away. He's a little guy about 4'9" or 10, from the South, white-haired guy. Had this real Southern accent, and just funny as hell. He's a comedian. He played. He was gay, but he played he was.
Oh, was he in that TV series? Was he in The Cool Kids?
I don't know. He was in a series.
Mole and Vicki Lawrence. They were like, guys that lived in an old folks' home, and they wanted to be hip, and they always snuck out of the old folks' home. And I wonder if that's the guy. Was that the guy that was killed in a car wreck?
That I think because he died suddenly, and I think that might have been it. He was killed in a car wreck. Jordan Jordan something or another. He did a gospel with Chris Stapleton and his wife, and just really Leslie Jordan. Thank you. That's who I'm thinking of. Leslie Jordan. He's a hell of a little. He was a hell of a little singer, And he had there's a video on it. If you get a chance to check it out on YouTube, it's just fun to watch. It's just one of those that, it's fun to watch. And again, Chris Stapleton was, and he's got the Chris Stapleton, who's the country guy that rejected all the record contracts.
Oh, would that be Jelly Roll?
Might be, yeah. It might be Jelly Roll, because that's another guy. I'm not sure about him yet. I haven't quite. I don't know. There's something there. Just he's okay, but if I'm going to listen to that grungy country, that red dirt country, I'm going to listen to somebody like Chris Stapleton or the Dead South.
Is Chris Stapleton the one that sings Rich Man from Richmond? No, who is that guy?
I think it's Oliver Anthony that.
Okay,
that was it. Yeah,
that's Oliver Anthony. Yeah.
Okay.
Now Chris Stapleton. Oh God, what are his wife is a singer too, and she's. I like Alan Jackson. I like some of his. I like his stuff. And of course, I'm like the '90s country. But that's how Judy and I met. I mean, our song was Elvira from the I just talked about a few minutes.
Bryan, do you like him?
Okay. He's not. George Strait, Clint Black, Trace Adkins, those are the guys I like. Luke Bryan, he's good. I mean, don't get me wrong, but there's a story behind why he's probably not on my radar, and that's it. It has to do with something to happen, anyways. And it's nothing he did. It's just when I listen to him, I think of this other situation. It's like, just turn it off,
Okay.
But Luke Bryan's he's good. There's no doubt about it. But Dwight Yoakam, that's speaking of that, Dwight Yoakam, Buck Owens, okay, from if you've watched
Hee Haw.
But he did a song, and I thought it was an original of his, and then I find out later that it was a standard that was played by Ringo Starr. It was one of those when Ringo did a show, that was a song that he sang to, and They're Gonna Put Me in the Movies,
Hey, I do have a video that is a short video with Luke Bryan. I think you'll like it. So
Big and Rich and yep.
Alrighty, I do have the audio. So here we go. We'll share it. And now, why isn't Shake It For Me anytime? Even in the barn.
on, come on, come on. Shake it for the birds, shake it for the bees, shake it for the catfish swimming down deep in the creek, for the crickets and the critters and the squirrels. Shake it to the moon, shake it for me, girl. Oh, country girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. Yeehaw!
All right.
Thank you.
Actually, that was actually a decent one. It was. She could have shook a little more for me, but that's you know. All righty.
After that,
Who canceled
intermission.
at the last moment at a Gulf Coast jam because he said he was having stomach pains. Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, the Luke Bryan story is it's has to do with family or former family. I can say now, I guess, but you know, but yeah, you can't unsee that, can you, Joe?
Yeah. Shake it for me, girl.
Hey, don't even try. You're going to ruin it for the rest of us. That was that was enjoyable to watch. Don't put your image of you doing it in there because that you can't get out of your mind. So, but yeah, and of course, I'm you know, I guess I could say my country rock roots would be CCR. You know, John Fogerty. John Fogerty was, you know, I love John Fogerty and the CCR. I'm not too fond of. It was really sad that he and his brother couldn't make amends before his brother passed away. So, you know, that was just a really bad situation the way they did him. You know, couldn't even release his own songs because they sounded too much like John Fogerty, and John Fogerty's voice was part of the copyright that went into CCR because he was their lead singer. You know, it's like so. You know, it's pretty sad. They did that pretty dirty, but yeah, I liked Fogerty. I liked
Let me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Who was the
today? Center field.
There was another group back. Tommy James of the Shandells. That was my cruising 8-track. I popped that in. I rolled down the windows of my 1961 Chevy pickup, cranked up those Craco speakers and that Craco 8-track, and just let all hell break loose. You know, that was my cruising music back in the day. You know, before Judy, that was first mistake number one. You know, she wasn't ugly. I will give you that much. Not like mistake number 2, who was, you know, 5 miles of bad road. You know, and she was the village bike anyway, so everybody rode her. Yeah. Yeah, Joe Bonzell. I was talking about that, Andrew, probably before you got in here. I used to go, I got to have breakfast with Joe, and he was a conservative, and we talked, you know, this is Clinton time, you know, so he was, oh my God. Yeah. He and I were both on the same wavelength, and I'd go down there because we stayed at the hotel, and we would go up there. We'd stay 2 to 3 weeks up there. I mean, we oh God, we were tired, but but every morning I'd go down there to the cafeteria. It's called the Knights Inn, and I think is what it was called. They sold out short. The last year where we were there was the last year that those owners owned it. But yeah, so I'd get to go down and have breakfast with Joe, and that it was sad, you know, because he just finally stepped back, and I guess he had Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS.
Yeah,
you know, it's like wow. He went a long time with that, you know, so, but, yeah, there's a lot of, like I said, I like that. Judy and I, you know, of course, you know, the Oak Ridge Boys, we went to this first date we went on. I took her to this little country bar, and I had not heard Elvira on the radio because I hadn't been here but about, you know, I hadn't figured all the stations out yet. So, but we went in this little country bar and they started playing Elvira, and Judy and I just like, oh, we got to go find something better.
Hey,
I can't
Herman.
listen. Hey, there we
Herman.
go. Herman,
Mhm.
another fine gentleman that I
Yeah.
got to spend time with. We had a ball, but
Good.
yeah. And so we left that place, went to the next, to a bigger, more of a dance club, you know, which a dance hall is what it was really. You know, it's a big ass, you know, building that was just set up for dancing. They had, you know, they had a live band there, and yes, I have heard Home Free doing it with Elvira. That's another group I like, Home Free. And of course, on the, you know, and of course from can't remember, Jeff Catalucci is a bass singer for Voice Play. Is that it? I can't remember now. And he's a guy that I like to listen to. He's a hell of a good. He does some really good music. He's a bass singer, and but yeah. So we went to this other club and they were singing Elvira. Well, after that first night, every time I turned on the damn radio, that song would play. So up until the day we got married, I heard that song every day from our first date. Yeah. Yeah. So it was just, that sort of became mine and Judy's unofficial song after that. Because she was the same way. She turned the radio on, the damn thing would be playing. So that was starting in April of 81 through till July of 81 when we got married. So, you know, but
Cool.
yeah, so, but yeah, it was fun. I'm doing good, Herman. How about you? I hope you're doing good. I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm the antibiotics and the steroids are working. So, you know.
Yep.
Because I didn't hardly call. I didn't.
Barkley just joined in.
Hey, Barkley, is he on here?
Yeah, somebody, Jackrabbit, said hi, Barkley.
Oh, I didn't even notice he
Yeah,
jocked.
He might be on
there he
Dominic's
is.
channel.
Yeah, no, there he is. He says, "Hey, Herman." That's probably where I didn't even realize Barkley was in. Hello, Barkley. The Trogs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of music that I grew up on, and a lot of music that I heard as a young adult that I didn't like during the times. Like I said, 70s music is not my thing. But I go back now, and some of that stuff I'm finding I enjoy. But you know,
Right.
but I'll listen to opera. I'll listen to show tunes. You know, there's a lot of good show
Yep.
tunes. There's some, you know, and I will watch Disney musicals. You know.
Well, I think you'll like early Who.
Early
Because
Who,
they sound a
some of
lot-
their, yeah,
Their
Yeah.
early stuff is a lot
Right.
different than what they did in the 70s and 80s.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because they were more in the genre like the early Beatles, you know.
Right,
Even
yeah,
though they started in the mid 60s. And as a matter of fact, 1967, The Who played at Southfield High School
Oh,
in
okay.
Southfield, Michigan, which is just
all
south
right.
of where I went to school.
Yeah,
Back in-
Blueberry Hill with Fats Domino.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, I grew up listening to 50s rock and roll, and the one thing my sister never forgave me was when I took her. She left me a stack because when she moved to California after moved to New Mexico, she wasn't able to take her 45s with her, and she left me probably 200 45s from the 50s that
Wow.
she, you know, original releases. And my mother was one of these. She never threw out anything, including Cool Whip bowls.
Well,
So you
she
take
would
a
be
45.
she would
and-
fit right in the Philippines.
Well, you take a 45, and then you take a Cool Whip bowl and put glue on it and turn it upside down and stick it to a 45, you now have a flying saucer.
Oh, oh boy.
My sister was pissed.
I bet.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. She never, ever forgave me. Although I did manage to save she had a first release of a first release of the Blue Moon of Kentucky with Elvis, and Sun Records. She had a Sun Records, and also we had Jailhouse Rock. She had an original release of Jailhouse Rock, an original.
Thank you very much.
So I was smart enough because I liked Elvis. I saved those. So she was happy about those, but she was pissed off about Rock and Robin. That was one of the that was one. Yeah. But yeah, and right, yeah, I grew up listening to that kind of music, and as time, one of the first albums I bought. Well, there was about 4 of them, and I bought all around the same time. First one I bought was a musical track of the movie The Bible.
Oh.
I loved the procession and the Noah's procession. It was just such a moving piece of music, and I really enjoyed it. So I got that, and then I bought, of course, Sergeant Barry Sadler's Green Beret. I bought that album. And then I bought 3 albums, and it was, what was it? Marconi, I think was his name. He did all the music for Fistful of Dollars, Few Dollars More, and Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And I had all 3 of those soundtrack albums. So, as I said, and then I picked up, a lot of Johnny Cash. I was into Willie Nelson. I was into the band I played in high school. We did a lot of damn it,
drugs, bro.
Yeah. Well, no, that well. I'm trying. Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard. Yeah. And so I. Diana Ross, some of her, I liked her with the Supremes. I'm not too sure I liked her afterwards, but I liked her with the Supremes. I thought, that style of music was kind of good. And, the Righteous Brothers, which
my first album was Boston. The first album.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And then I got ELO.
Right.
And, what else? Oh, yeah. Oh, Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. Yep. That's when I turned to the dark side.
Yeah.
And I started listening to Led Zeppelin. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I like ZZ Top. I like some of their stuff. And there again, there's a lot of crossover in that type of music because you got the, like I said, a lot of that is what I call red dirt country, or deep South rock, Southern rock.
Yep, I saw them once. ZZ Top.
Marconi. Thank you, Mark. Ennio Marconi. That's who it is. Yeah, he did some really, the soundtracks are just good. I mean, what's funny is to hear it played by the Ukulele Orchestra of Britain. Now, when they do some of that, it's really good. You ought to hear them do Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. 5 or 6 different ukuleles, and they make it sound, it works, Yeah. So, yeah, it's, and I've actually got a DVD here that I ordered with those soundtracks. As I said, I listen to all sorts of music, but here lately I've been into this Dead South. And Chris Stapleton and stuff like that. So, but anyways, so what do you like, Dominic?
80s rock,
Huh?
prog rock, which is your Pink Floyd's, the Death
Yeah.
Metal. Trying to think of other ones in that.
About Great White.
Yeah, another one in that grouping.
Yeah, sadly, Jack Russell is retiring. Rainbow,
Gillian
UFO.
Glover, which were part of Deep Purple.
Uh-huh.
There's a bit of Australian rock from the mid 80s.
Mm-hmm.
There's Australian Crawl.
Oh, Chumbawamba.
Yeah. Trying to think. The Angels. Midnight Oil. I don't
Midnight
necessarily
Oil.
agree with his political stance, but his music is pretty good.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other ones from that. Goanna is another one. They were pretty big in the mid 80s.
How
But
about Men at Work?
Yeah, Men at Work. That was another one I was trying to think of.
Yeah. I like
Other than that, it's
It's
pretty
a
hard.
safety dance. It's a safety dance.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Do.
I like
Other than that, it's pretty
AC/DC.
hard to find.
AC.
Pretty hard to find good music at the moment. The only real new band that I've taken up is a band out of Western Australia by the name of Birds of Tokyo, and they're pretty good. They've had some really great hits recently, but there's not really much that grabs me at the moment. I'll just listen to all the old stuff.
How about the Guess Who? They're from Canada. They're from Canada, I believe.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Leonard Skinner. Yeah, that's one I like too. Is Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner. Yeah.
AC/DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, what about those?
I had the Leonard Skinner album. I wish I kept it. It's the one that had the flames behind the band members. That is a collector's item, man.
Yeah.
I think my niece got a hold of it and probably played it so much that it just wore a groove. And
I wished I had some of the music from the from Northeast Drone Productions from his band. Yeah.
Def Leppard. That's a good band.
All right. Well, good night, Def Leppard. Yeah. Good night, Scott.
Take care, Scott. Good night.
And don't forget that here in just a few minutes, we got about 3 minutes or less, we got Drone Nation starting up, and you'll get all of your drone news that you need.
Yep.
So,
Queensryche is another good band.
Yeah,
believe it or not, I like some of Queen. You know.
Oh, Queen. Yep.
You know. Oh my God! I got so sick and tired of hearing "We Will Rock You" because my damn boy, he ruined more speak. He had the 45, and as soon as we backed out of the driveway, we'd hear the speakers start blaring, and or he might wait until we got down the street because we were driving a 73 Camaro that had a V6, but it had the twin exhaust, but it was a V6, and it had a real neat rumble to it, different than your average. So you could hear it when it came down the road, but if he had a crank too loud, he couldn't tell we were pulling up. So we'd pull up, and about the time we'd hit that reach for the front door, the music would get cranked back down. It's like, because he'd play that nonstop, and it's like, God, I hated that. But then later on, I started, really appreciating it for the music. And I thought it was great on Knight's Tale. I thought that was the best use of a music track was on Knight's Tale. So Freddie Mercury had a voice that just was unbelievable. One of the songs I like is "Somebody to Love." I think that's just really, really, really good. Bohemian Rhapsody is an amazing piece of work, but it's not really one of my favorites. Like I said, but like with AC/DC, I love Thunderstruck. So, my music tastes are all over the place. And
how about Foghat?
Another great one.
Yeah. So right.
Oh
Take
yeah.
it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
No,
of
Fleetwood.
slide.
Barclay. For some reason, Fleetwood Mac, I just couldn't get into.
Yeah.
I
Had a
will.
couple of good songs, but other than that,
What was
Oh.
the two guys and the two gals from Scandinavia? What was
ABBA.
ABBA? I'll
Yeah.
admit I like some ABBA, you know, but I also like God, they're a country band. They did the song Pontoon. What was that? It's not Big and Rich, but it's like a name like that. It's two gals, two guys. They're the country version of ABBA, you know.
It's all right. Take it easy.
On that,
There we go. We'll fix that right there. We'll mute his mic and he. Not Lady Antebellum. Let's see.
Oh, how about Dixie Chicks?
Have no use for them.
Yeah.
Them bitches. They can, you know.
Oh, how
They
about
can-
Tenacious D?
yeah.
There you go. Did you hear they're changing the name of? Well, this is Jack Black's new band. It's going to be called Pompous A.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Tenacious D. That's one of those.
That happened
Little
down
Big Town was the name of the group I was trying to think.
okay.
I like their music. Little Big. Thank you, Andrew. You got about the time I did. Everybody did. Yeah. About the time I looked it up. No, I'm not a dancing queen. Hey, I like some Michael Jackson, some of his stuff.
Yep.
I really like watching.
ABC.
I like a lot of his dance routines because he was he was an amazing dancer. You know, weird as hell. You know.
Did you know that Eddie Van Halen played on one of his songs?
Really?
He's not credited though. Yep.
Ah. Yeah, well, I just saw a video today that had it was Van Halen and what the hell? He's the rapper turned country turned he's a
50
what
Cent.
necessarily huh?
50 Cent.
No, not him. He's a conservative now.
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah, there
AC/DC's,
you are. A long way to the shop if you want a sausage roll. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You
I know
know,
that one, yeah.
that's the only song they won't play live
Really?
because because that was Bon Scott's big song, and they just thought, yeah, we just can't do that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
plus, nobody knows how to play bagpipes in the band.
exactly.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Kid Rock is one that I really, when I first started hearing about him, I'm thinking, but then I started listening to his music. Then I listened to all of his damn crossovers. He fits in with so many different genres, and he's done everything from, with Jerry Lee Lewis to, like I said, Van Halen, just all sorts of stuff. And I like his point of view,
How about Sammy Hagar?
Yeah.
I can't drive 55.
I saw him. I forgot who Sammy Hagar went out and visit. He just passed away. Country guy from Oklahoma here. Just died of cancer.
Okay.
Oh, what the hell is it? He was the Toby Keith. He went out to Toby Keith's place. Sammy Hagar has this sort of podcast type thing he does on YouTube where he visits different people's hosts. And this was before Toby Keith got sick, but he came down with cancer. But yeah, but Sammy Hagar did, and I like watching some of that because they get to jamming together and, he does with all sorts of different people.
I think you'll like his early stuff when he was with Montrose.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bad Motor Scooter. Space Station 5. Rock Candy.
Yeah. Some of, like I said. And Toby Keith is another one that I liked. That was a sad day for Oklahoma. Yes, it is time, folks. It is now top of the hour. We're just going to end this chat show. And sorry I'm using your name there, Philip. But anyways, go over and watch Drone Nation. And thanks to everybody that has tuned in tonight and put up with our silliness and puts up with my silliness every week. So I will see you guys on the other side. I'll see you over on another show or who knows. Yeah. Don't forget Art, Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
And then Uncle Bill Sunday night. So talk to you gentlemen later. I'm just going to go ahead and end it. Nothing fancy. Everybody wave goodbye. Let's see.